There was also a piece written at PJ Media, which is another wonderful website, by Christian Adams. He's a good man. You recall, he's a young man. He used to work in the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department, and he left under Obama because he could see how corrupt it was. And he's done a lot of good work since on voter integrity, and he writes over there at PJ Meeting. He's well worth reading. And he made the point. Isn't this amazing, he says. So crucial is this issue of immigration to the American people. So crucial is it to people who can't find work in this country, who are being displaced by this massive overrunning of our borders, or the unleashing of massive numbers of visas and people overstaying their visas and not leaving the country, where people on the lower rung of the ladder can't find jobs, where people who come out of college can't find jobs, among so many other problems with open borders and immigration run amok. It's not even immigration. Immigration is a term of art. Wave and wave and wave of foreigners, aliens, coming into the country with no requirement that they assimilate, as a matter of fact, where they have ethnic front groups and lawyers and political parties that tell them not to. Let's balkanize. And politicians like Luis Gutierrez, who, of course, wants balkanization. Divide and conquer. Factionalism. And his point, Adams, is, at PJ Media, why would the Republican Party nominate somebody for president where this most compelling issue is an issue he can't run on? Because he's taken every side of the issue. And then some. And yet, everybody knows he was a vocal proponent of the Gang of Eight. And the Gang of Eight was such an incredible disaster, would have massively increased legal and illegal immigration before the border was secured. Before the border was secured. All these legalization activities on the way to citizenship would happen, quote unquote, simultaneously with securing the border, despite all these phony triggers. He's since abandoned it. But he says, what kind of judgment is this? A fresh member comes into the Senate. He ran as a vocal conservative, a vocal Tea Party activist. And the first thing he does, and the primary thing he does as a first-term senator, is he throws in with Chuck Schumer to advance a radical immigration agenda. And Adams' point is that's like nominating Mitt Romney, and he has to sit on his hands and keep his mouth shut during the Obamacare debate. Because the truth is, there are two founding fathers of Obamacare, Romney and Obama. Romney and Obama. What exactly can Rubio say about immigration? What exactly can he say? What exactly will he say when the Democrats are running hard left? When essentially they want to eliminate American sovereignty and American borders and just open the whole damn thing up. They don't give a damn. What's the answer then? What will he say then? Well, he disagrees with them, but will he move left again? So that is a fundamental issue. It's a critical issue. Among others. Among others. No, abandoning our principles means we're abandoning America. Our principles are American principles. Oh, I've heard all the talk we need to be practical. We need to be able to cut deals. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not hard to cut deals. It's not hard to be, quote-unquote, practical, whatever that means. They do that in Washington all the time. That's what they tell us. Oh, we got to increase the debt. So, like, it's practical, it's prudent. It shows that we can work together. It's bipartisan. We're cutting deals here, baby. That's what we do in Washington. We cut deals. They're cutting deals all over the place, except you and I don't get to see them. They're always in the shadows. They're always underground. They're always presented to us as some great accomplishment. Look at that. They can get something done. No, they can't. They can't get anything done that needs to be done because they don't agree with us. And they don't believe in us. That's a fact. And so everything is lining up for us. You've got kooks running on the Democrat side. An out-of-the-closet Marxist and an in-the-closet Marxist, as I have said before. They're extremely vulnerable in every way. In every way. We can nominate a conservative as a standard bearer of the Republican Party. And yes, there are certain candidates who are more conservative, more effective, more principled than others. Don't let people, hey, look, I'll take any Republican. Look, I will vote Republican against any of those Democrats, but that's not where we are right now. We're in the primary process. We're voting Republican against Republican. This is where we have to make a decision. And people in media keep wanting to duck it. Hey, look at all this internecine warfare. I don't mind the internecine warfare if it was on substance, if it was on the issues, rather than dragging us down in the muck. Hey, did you hear about the latest tweet? Screw the tweets. The country's being killed. It's being destroyed. And now's the time for all good men and women to speak out. And don't get drawn into this Washington debate and manipulation. We are being manipulated right now by old media and some in the new media. They want us focused on things that in the end do not matter. They want us focused on little things, on little men and little women, trinkets, when the fate of the country's at stake. The fate of the country's at stake right now in this election. Barack Obama became president of the United States twice because we nominated the wrong people. They would not articulate our principles. They would not articulate an alternative course. They were mush. We were told that they were the only ones who could win. McCain's it. He's the only one who can win. The only jerk who could lose. Hey, that Romney. We heard it from Rove over and over again. There with his third-grade white chalkboard and his little pen. Hey, look, it's the architect. And, the architect. He almost cost the election for George W. Bush. Hey, look, we won the Electoral College, which they did legitimately, and I made the case over and over again, but they lost the popular vote. Hey, the architect, let's bring him on endlessly. The losers get to define us. But we're going to lose this election if this keeps up. We're going to lose the capacity to nominate the most conservative candidate possible, who is supported by young people and blue-collar workers. Doesn't mean he's going to win every state. No, he's not, as a matter of fact. Some states are more liberal than others. Some are more moderate than others. But the point is the capacity to reach out where we have failed before. We've not been getting the young vote. We've not been getting the blue-collar vote. And it turns out in Iowa, among the big three, Cruz, Trump, and Rubio did the worst with the blue-collar vote and young people. No, you don't understand. Yes, I do understand. And I'm not trashing Rubio. I'm laying out the facts. I didn't create these stats. I'm reading these statistics. But yes, I must confess. You know, many decades ago, people would look down on you if you were a communist. Oh, it's a communist. You can't work in the federal government anymore. We have a Marxist out of closet, one in the closet, two of them running on the Democrat side to be the nominees for the Democrat Party. That is scary. But today, that's more acceptable than being a constitutional conservative. What are you, an ideologue? What the hell's wrong with? What are you, a purist? Oh, my God, what's wrong with these people? We got to work with the Marxists. We got to work with Pelosi. We got to work with Reid. We got to work with these people. Hey, if we can get 80% of our agenda and they get 20% of the Marxist agenda, that's great. But we don't, and we won't, if we don't start from a principled position. even in conservative media, pseudo-conservative media, to tell you the truth, there's more condemnation of constitutional conservatism than there is of full-throated Marxism. It's embarrassing. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.